What's going on YouTube? So Acura is a brand that's going through a huge rebirth right now, turning itself into a luxury brand with an emphasis on performance. The key part of this is the Type S sub-brand, which is expanding high performance into their SUV lineup for the first time. And that's what I'm standing next to right now, the all-new MDX Type S. This highly anticipated model is promising to take MDX performance to a level never seen before, all while still delivering everyday family features that people have come to expect of this model. So is this a great performance SUV? We're about to take it out on the road and find out. All right, so let's of course kick this review off by taking a look at the exterior. So as soon as you walk up to this Type S, you're gonna know that it's a Type S because it definitely looks a lot more aggressive and a lot sportier than even the A-Spec model in the MDX lineup. The first thing I notice is this diamond pentagon grille. You can tell this is not the normal one. This is what Acura is calling open surface. So this has a different texture on the inside, which actually allows for 10% more airflow. Of course, you need that extra airflow to go into that much larger motor that you have inside. And then you still have your gigantic Acura emblem right there in the middle and your Type S branding. Furthermore, you're probably noticing we do have the body color surround, which is different. And then down here on your lower fascia, this also has been changed. Again, more aggressive look. You've got the piano black accenting, which I think looks really nice in contrast to this pearly white paint we have. And even over here, a lot of brands put the fake vents over here, but this is actually a functional vent on the Type S. Now coming up to our regular elements, we do have the full LED headlights. This is the same as the traditional MDX with the chicane daytime running light, all the elements fully LED. And then down below, additionally, you're gonna find standard LED fog lights on both the regular Type S and the advanced model. Now, as far as ground clearance, this does have an air suspension. Mason's gonna talk a little bit more about this in just a second, but I do wanna mention that the ground clearance can be increased 2 inches more for this model than the standard model, taking you to a total maximum ground clearance of 9.4 inches. Now, of course, no performance SUV would be complete without some really nice and really large wheels, and indeed the Type S does have that. So what you're gonna find is standard 21-inch alloys. There's gonna be 2 different finishes on these. So the standard model is going to come with a shark gray finish. However, this advanced model comes with the contrast design, which I think looks even better, really has a lot of pop, and really shows off these brake calipers. So these are 14.3-inch 4-piston Brembo brakes. So obviously that is going to be Type S exclusive because you need that extra stopping power, and it just looks really, really nice all together as a package. And then furthermore, you do have 275/40 Continental Performance all-season tires wrapped around these wheels. As we kind of move on from that, you're going to notice this gloss black trim does continue around the wheel arches as well as down the side of the vehicle. You got your dedicated Type S branding right there. Gloss black finish on your mirrors, and these are going to be fully loaded no matter if you choose the standard Type S or the advanced Type S. So you have heating, auto dimming, power folding, as well as blind spot monitoring.
All right, so let's talk about the side of the Type S MDX. So we're looking at a length of 198.4 inches in length, which of course is not changed from the regular MDX model. I do want to point out for this new generation, you do have pretty rear drive looking proportions. So I think this car looks really, really good from this side. Now, as far as other elements, I do want to point out, Acura has thrown in a few things. So we're going to have black window surrounds for all the Type S models. And then you'll notice this up here, we do have a black roof rail. That's actually going to be advanced exclusive in the Type S lineup. Now, let's talk about the rear design for the Type S. Now, I think there's less different back here than in the front because, you know, it looks pretty similar to your MDX design as, you know, you would expect, but there are a few Type S exclusive elements, and we'll break those down in just a second. So up at the top, we do have our exposed rear wiper. We also have our Acura branding. Then coming over to our taillights, you will notice that we do have the standard Acura taillights. These are going to have the new LED chicane design. They're going to be full LED, including the turn signal and reverse light. And then over here on your left side, you will notice that we have Type S branding. That's going to be one of the distinguishing characteristics for the Type S. Dropping down, we have this black piece going through the middle. We're also going to have a shiny black plastic down here for the bottom, and that's going to separate, this whole diffuser area is going to separate the quad exhaust outlets, which are of course Type S exclusive. So there's going to be really the two main elements, these quad exhaust outlets and the Type S branding back here for the rear. We also have a 5,000 pound tow rating for the Type S, so you don't lose all of your capability. Now, one of the really awesome elements about the Type S MDX is that it does have an air suspension, and we're talking about a full air suspension. It does even adjust depending on what drive modes you're in, so it's going to lower down for those sport modes to really get you the best driving dynamics that it possibly can, as well as maximize your ride quality if you're just wanting to be in comfort mode. Now, as far as other elements that I want to point out, I do want to mention your warranty as well as your safety information for this model. So as far as your warranty, you're going to have Acura Signature Warranty, which is 4-year 50,000 mile basic warranty, 6-year 70,000 mile powertrain warranty, no complimentary maintenance. Now, as far as your safety systems, they do make it very easy on me. You're going to have every single one of them as standard equipment on every single MDX. So that is going to be your forward emergency braking, your auto high beam headlamps, as well as your lane keeping assist, and adaptive cruise control with a traffic jam assistant. Well, guys, I think you already know that we think this is a beautiful vehicle on the outside, but they have actually changed quite a bit on the inside, and there is a red interior waiting for you. So let's go ahead and check that out before we take it out in a spin.
So walking up to this MDX Type S, of course you're going to find Acura's latest key fob design, and we do have special Type S branding on the fob itself, and obviously you are also going to have standard remote start. And as far as getting inside the vehicle itself, just grab behind the handle. When you do, the mirrors will electrically fold outwards. And kind of looking around the cabin, of course this is an MDX, so you're going to have that brand new design, but you're also going to have plenty of special touches for Type S duty. And we'll go ahead and climb inside here. Now, like with every review, let's kick things off by talking about our material and color options, which you do have quite a lot of them since, of course, this is the flagship MDX. So you're going to start off with Milano leather with suede inserts, and that's going to come in ebony, red, or ivory color options. However, since we have the fully loaded Type S Advanced model, that's going to come with this full Milano leather that you see here today, with all these beautiful stitching details and piping. Absolutely lovely, and feels really, really nice and high quality in the hand. That's going to come in the same 3 color options, but you do additionally have a special azurite blue option, so that's a really bougie touch for this MDX. Additionally, as far as differences with materials, you will have aluminum trim if you have the base Type S, and then you get the real dark open pore wood when you choose this advanced model. Well, let's take a look and turn over here closer to the door trim itself. As you can see, pretty much the whole thing is covered in leather. So we got leather through the middle as well as the armrest. We have a really large full metal speaker grille. Here's an up close look at that beautiful open pore wood as well, and the top is going to be soft touch. Of course, you're going to have standard 3-person memory seating located right there, and all 4 of your windows will be one-touch automatic. Now, talking about your seat adjustments themselves, this is a special area for this Type S. So you're going to have a standard 16-way power adjusting seat with adjustable bolsters and everything. However, on this advanced model, that throws in 9-way massage. So that is a Acura first for the brand. And this is real massage, not just a lumbar massage. It does have the actual rollers and stuff, and it feels very good. Now talking about the rest of the material choices, again, it's going to be a very premium selection of materials, including a leatherette material across all the upper dashboard areas with the color contrast stitching. The layer below that will have your open pore wood, then you've got your piano black accent, and then below that you have more of the red leather. As you can see, I do like that all of this matches, including the glove box area, all matches in the red leather. And then as we come down, of course, everything is going to fit together very nicely, just like with all the other MDX models. All right, now it's time to fire it up. Now I went ahead and switched things into the sport mode so that you could get a look at how the gauges look, especially when you're in the sport mode. You do have some additional features, like over here you've got your turbo boost gauge, which is something I never thought I would see in an MDX. And obviously you do have all of your other information that you've come to expect from this 12.3 inch digital cockpit display. Of course, this is going to be standard on the Type S. However, we do also have the really large head-up display. This is not standard. This is going to be on the MDX Advanced model. As you can see right now, we've got our speed limit up there, but I can also pop up and go into all these different apps and control this with this wheel on the steering wheel. So you have a lot of different choices, and as you can see, really, really large, really vivid. Definitely like the way this looks. Another thing I really like the way it looks and feels is this steering wheel. They've done a really good job with this special flat bottom steering wheel for the Type S. As you can see, it does have the perforated leather, nice grips here on the side. Feels good in the hand. Additionally, you do have steering wheel heating on the Type S Advance, and all of the models will have a power adjusting steering wheel. But let's go ahead and take a look next at interior storage. This is one of the great things about the Type S MDX is the fact you don't have to give up practicality to have performance. So open up the lid here. As you can see, you do have the same amount of space as any MDX, which is plenty. Nice felt lining as well as rubber at the bottom. And you've got a USB port and a 12-volt outlet inside. Let's put it to the test though. Let's stick these coupons in here. Look at that. You can definitely coupon for all 3 rows of your family members, even in the high performance MDX. We got our 2 cup holders there. We got another little storage area, great for hand sanitizer storage. And then we also have a standard wireless phone charging pad, which kind of goes right through there. Really, really nice and large, so no matter what size phone you have, it is going to fit. And then here are your other 2 connections on board. Now taking a look here at your shifter, this is the same as the regular MDX, of course. So you're just gonna press D for drive. You will have standard paddle shifters. And then heading into reverse, you're gonna be greeted with a standard backup camera. It would be the regular multi-angle camera if you chose the base MDX Type S, but if you get the advanced model, it's going to throw in this 360-degree camera system. As you can see, you got both views right through there, and you can also change between a few different views down there at the bottom as well. Then for park, just press the P, and then right next to that you do have your auto start stop defeat button and your brake hold. As you come down the dashboard just a little bit, you're going to see, of course, your Acura True Touch controller, because you do control it, the display with this, not it, to your Acura True. As we come down the dashboard a little bit more, you come to your Acura True Touchpad controller, and then this right here, this is an area I'm really excited to show you guys, because this Type S Advance comes with a special sound system. It comes with a 1,000 watt 25 speaker ELS 3D Studio Signature Edition. It even has illuminated speaker grills. So I'm really excited to show you guys. Like I said, it does come on the advanced model of the Type S. And let's go ahead and take a sample of that right now. Wow, holy crap guys, this sound system is legit. I was always very impressed by the 16 speaker ELS, but this one here takes things up a whole nother level. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. No kidding, one of the better sound systems I've heard in any type of vehicle, period. All right, so let's keep on going here. So we'll come on up. Of course, you do have your dynamic mode controller. I'm going to talk about this in the actual test drive itself, because as you switch drive modes and stuff like that, it even adjusts the air suspension, which is pretty cool. And then we do, of course, have our 3-zone automatic climate control. This is the same as the regular MDX. It does light up as you make those adjustments there with this nice metal knob. Nice and simple and easy to use. As far as your seats below that, you do have automatic 3-stage heated and ventilated seats. Those are both standard on all Type S models. And then this right here is the button to turn on and off your massaging. And then, of course, up at the very top, we have our main infotainment system. This is the 12.3-inch infotainment system. Of course, this is the largest in the Acura lineup. And like I said, you do use that touchpad down there at the bottom to control the system, since the display is not a touchscreen. Right now, as you can tell, I'm in the Android Auto infotainment system here. It does run wirelessly as well as with the Apple CarPlay. And then if you click right there to the Acura button, that's going to take you back to the main display, which continues to have all the same applications as the regular MDX. But I won't spend too much time here because, of course, that's not why you came to see this video. You came to see these special Type S things, and we're going to take it out on a drive here in just a second. And to wrap things up here, we do, of course, have a frameless auto-dimming mirror with your 3 HomeLink universal remotes. And then up at the very top, we have our standard panoramic sunroof. As you can see, just like with the regular MDX models, it is very large and goes all the way back past the second row headrest.
Alrighty guys, we're in the MDX's Type S rear seat, and as far as the stuff back here, this is not going to be really mind-blowing for you because this is pretty much your traditional MDX. However, the really awesome part about this, and to keep this in mind, is that this is a very practical family 3-row in addition to being sporty. So you're going to have all that same signature MDX luxury back here in the second and third rows. But let's talk about the space first. So we're looking at 38.5 inches of rear legroom, and as far as the headroom, you're looking at 38.1 inches of space. That does put it above a lot of its main rivals, although this Type S doesn't really have a ton of rivals, really. You're not really comparing it to an Acura or a Lexus RX or anything like that anymore. Now, as far as the features that you're going to be looking at for the Type S, this one is the fully loaded Advance, so that does mean you're going to have your climate controls right down here. Of course, that also means that you're going to have 3-stage heated rear seats for both of the passengers. Here are your vents. And then if we drop down below that, we have a 12-volt outlet. We also have 2 charging USB ports, and then we're also going to have a household style outlet, so you should certainly be able to keep everything charged up in your MDX. Now, as far as this center area, if you're familiar with the MDX, you notice that this is actually more than just a center armrest. So you can fold it down, and then that's going to give you this really nice setup where you can have a nice armrest, you have cup holders inside, and you have this storage area in the middle. Now, I do also want to mention, though, you can completely remove this middle seat. So if you want captain's chairs, like real captain's chairs, you can actually fully remove that. So that's a lot of really cool usability with this MDX to kind of really make it what you want it to be in this rear area. Now, turning to our door trim, you will notice that we do have rear window sunshades on this particular model, and then we're also going to have a really nice door trim. I want to talk about the materials. We have open pore wood, we have a red leather armrest, and you're also going to have metal speaker grills even here in the rear, in addition to quite a bit of door storage. And let's check out the third row for the MDX Type S. So in order to get back here in traditional MDX fashion, you're going to have this button right here. That makes it super easy to get into the third row. This is still my favorite setup for folding these seats. I'm a big fan of it. Now, oh, well, there goes my recorder. As far as the space is concerned, these seats are adjusted fully back, and we're looking at 29.1 inches of legroom, 36.2 inches of headroom for the third row, which does make this MDX not like the largest thing in the entire segment, but it is right on par with that of the Audi Q7 and Volvo XC90 if that's something you're cross-shopping this with. My feet do have room to slide up underneath of the seat, so that makes it a little bit more comfortable. However, the thigh support is a little bit lacking for the MDX. Now, as far as your features are concerned, we do have cup holders here on both sides, and we're also going to have lighting on the top. However, one feature I would really love to see Acura add is rear vents. Now walking up to the tailgate, for the Advanced Type S model, you will have a hands-free one. However, a power tailgate is going to be standard across every single model in the lineup. So in order to open this one up, we just wave our foot under the bumper. And it does open right up. Now, come with me and let's check out the cargo space. Now, the MDX isn't massive behind the third row. We're going to have a little over 16 cubic feet of space behind the third row. That expands up to 39.1 cubic feet if you fold the third row down. Then as a maximum, you're going to be looking at 71.4 cubic feet of cargo capacity. So that's pretty decent overall. It is still pretty much in line with the Audi Q7 and Volvo XC90 in terms of space. Now, let's talk about some of the features that you're going to get. You're not going to see very many different features for the Type S, of course. So we're going to have a power outlet here on the left side. This is your 12-volt power outlet setup. And then as far as the third row itself, it is going to be manually folding. So you're not going to get any power folding third row for the Type S duty. However, it is still very easy to fold it and fold it back up. And also for the Advanced Type S model, you have this button right here, which will actually auto-close the tailgate when you walk away from it. Now for your passenger seat, it's going to be pretty darn impressive, spoiler alert. We have all of the same adjustments that we do with the driver's seat, so that is going to be a large amount. We even have a power thigh extension. In addition to having massaging abilities, just like the driver, you can start that up right here in the center. And then we're not done yet. We also have 3-person memory seating. That's really a wild feature to see. Outside of 6-figure German luxury vehicles, you typically don't see that. Now, as far as other features to point out, we have a 12-volt outlet here by my left knee. And then we're going to have a really nice glove box. As you can see, it's dyed red on the outside edges. It's also really nicely felt lined. Then we have our coupons inside of here. They do fit in there perfectly fine. So I know you'll probably be spending quite a bit of money on gas driving this Type S because it is going to be a nice experience. But here's your mirror. You also have some lighting inside, and you can also detach it as well as extend it. Are you guys pumped? I'm pumped to get out on the road with this MDX Type S. This is going to be an awesome experience. But let's talk about what you're going to get first. So if we open up the hood here, if I can find the release, there it is. What you're going to find in here is a 3-liter twin-turbo V6. This is going to be the same engine as the TLX Type S that we sampled out earlier this year. It's going to be making 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. As far as the 0 to 60, we don't have that figure, but we are going to talk about a lot of different things during the test drive, so we won't wait any longer. We just wanted to show you guys what's under the hood. Now let's go ahead and get to the test drive component.
And just like that, we're above 60 miles per hour.
Yes, quick. Yeah.
Well, as soon as you get behind the wheel, you know this is not your normal MDX, that's for sure. Certainly a lot more power on board. Obviously this has the Type S engine, which Mason was just talking about. So you got your 3-liter twin-turbo 6-cylinder engine, 355 horsepower. So, you know, a pretty good advantage over the regular MDX model, of course. It really puts the power down well also.
Yeah. Now, if you're keeping track, that does mean that this MDX Type S is the most powerful Acura SUV ever. So, you know, this car actually is breaking a lot of Acuras, like traditions and stuff. It's the first Acura to have air suspension, first to have massage seats, first most powerful MDX or SUV ever. So, I mean, there's really just a lot of first for this MDX Type S.
Right, like we mentioned in the intro, Acura is really trying to brand themselves as the, performance luxury brand like they used to be known for, and kind of coming back to that in 2021 and 2022, big time with these new Type S products. I'm basically just talking about the air suspension. So we do have the air suspension like we said on the outside. You also do have adaptive dampers on this. So you'll see that working throughout the video. One of the things I can go ahead and do right now is I'll go ahead and put us into the sport mode. As you puts the vehicle into sport mode, you can actually feel the vehicle drop. So you probably won't be able to tell it on camera, but we're going down right now. We're going to lower that air suspension to a lower setting for, you know, more dynamic handling, tighten everything up as well. But as the ultimate MDX, we've got to take this out kind of on a country road here and, you know, test it out a little bit. And I'm liking what I'm feeling so far. Very nice. So obviously, yes.
Yeah.
Just going around that little corner, I can already tell, like I said, it's not your regular MDX. Obviously, MDX is really a luxury focused vehicle in the ordinary form. So, you know, I was very curious to see what is Acura going to do here with the performance of this. And I'm really liking what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
This feels so much more buttoned down than the regular version. The combination of the adaptive dampers and the air suspension being variable like they are. When you go into sport mode here, I mean, very little body roll at all. That feels very nice. Also, the steering is nice and firm. The regular version is just, you know, very lightweight, luxury oriented, like I said, but this one here, you get immediate response as soon as you turn off center, so I'm really liking the feel on this. Nice and heavy as well.
This is quick.
And if you're you know, wondering about the exhaust sound, obviously it doesn't sound like the regular MDX. I'm sure the microphone's probably picking up on. There's a strong turbo sound, so that's really cool. I do like that characteristic. That being said, it does sound a little different than the TLX. I remember the TLX sounding a bit more aggressive in Type S form, so I don't know if that's something they studied in, like, you know, like consumer groups or something, that they didn't want as loud of an exhaust in the MDX, but it does sound a little bit more subdued than in the TLX Type S.
And that's going to be today's airball, because for Type S duty, I do imagine that they should have left the butterfly valves of the TLX Type S. That exhaust really sounded great, and if you're getting a Type S MDX, I think that you do kind of want some of that exhaust noise to come in, and it doesn't sound earth-shatteringly different than a regular model.
Now, of course, the other big thing about the performance of this is the 4th generation super handling all-wheel drive system. So obviously you do have special tuning with the 10-speed automatic transmission to handle more torque in this model, and also the super handling all-wheel drive system. So you do have a 70% torque split, so it can send up to 70% to the back, and then also you can do 100% of the torque that's in the rear to the individual rear wheels. So of course, you know, Acura has always been known for that all-wheel drive system, and it is one of the more advanced and sophisticated systems. Definitely really works well when you're talking in a performance aspect, because it does help you, you know, turn around corners sharper and, you know, just have that best performance that you can. Feel the torque just kind of push you back in the seat. Obviously this is going to rev things out, keep it in its high performance, most potent mode. And again, the steering is getting even sharper. I mean, look at this. I for one never thought I would be in an MDX that could handle like this.
And I think that's today's slam dunk, is just the overall driving enhancements for the Type S. It's really quite impressive what they've done to an MDX.
That's right.
Of all the cars.
Yeah, they didn't just put a bigger motor in this and say, all right, it's good. They actually did really go in deep and enhance the overall performance of this model.
But while we're cruising here, we do have, you know, an MDX after all, so I'll switch us back into comfort mode. And we'll go ahead and get a sound level reading and talk about our ride quality. So going 55, we're looking at 55.7 decibels. This is quiet, just like any MDX has ever been in the past. It's a very luxury experience. And as far as the ride quality, we just went over that bridge. That's a very rough bridge. We do this route in a lot of different vehicles, and impressed is to say the least. They really have done a lot with this. The regular MDX drives fantastic. It has an awesome ride quality. Adding the air suspension component is just making it even better than what it was before, and it soaks up the bumps fantastic despite having giant wheels and all that sport characteristic. So really it is the best of both worlds in that regard. And as far as your fuel economy is concerned for this Type S, you're going to be looking at 17, 21, 19 combined. Of course, you do have standard all-wheel drive. But we've been talking a lot about how good this Type S MDX is. But you're probably going to want to know the price, because that's, of course, very important when you're looking to buy a car. So the Type S is going to start at $66,700 for the base model. If you go for what we have today, the Advanced Type S, that's going to be $72,050 starting. Now, this one with the destination charge is coming in a little over $73,000. So if you're getting out your calculator on how much the Type S Advanced model is over the regular Advance, it's going to be over $10,000 difference, but do keep in mind that you are getting additional equipment. As you can see, we have massaging seats, so it's not just the engine and performance, you are getting additional equipment on top of that.
But it is time to bring the vehicle back, unfortunately, and time for us to conclude. Have to say, so we didn't really know what to expect. Not many people have been behind the wheel of one of these, and so we were really excited to get behind the wheel and see what this was all about. And I have to say, really, this is a great overall package. They have really gone the extra mile. Like I said earlier, they didn't just throw the big motor in there and say it's a Type S. They actually really came in, baked it into a vehicle that feels like it has a really good advantage over the standard model. Really feels quite sporty for a three-row model. Threw in these special features that only the Type S has. And all of that together, I really think, brings this MDX to a special place that we've frankly never seen before.
Well, guys, we really hope you enjoyed watching this in-depth review of the Type S Acura MDX. We really appreciate you making it this far, and if you did, hopefully that means you really enjoyed watching. So please hit that subscribe button down below. It truly helps us out. It helps us to get cooler cars faster, so it's really a circular effect. Also, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, where we have other forms of content on our channel, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.